Maven, thank you so much. A 24-save performance prior to the shootout Thursday, and then Corey Schneider did not allow a Winnipeg shooter to score in the shootout. Pete DeBoer said, without his game, we don't win. Now, a rest is inevitably coming, but not tonight. This matches a career-high 11th straight start for Corey Schneider out of the gate. At the opposite end, you guys named him, Anton Forsberg. What about him in his NHL debut? They took him in the 7th round in 2011, Columbus did. He split his time last year between Modo, professional team in Sweden, and the AHL affiliate. What do we know about goalies making NHL debuts against the Devils? Henrik Lundqvist did so in 2005. Ryan Miller in 2002. The Devils won both.
And the Devils are hoping for the same kind of luck again against Anton Forsberg. They haven't seen him, so they're not sure what his tendencies are or his weaknesses. I do know he's big, Steve, like a lot of young goaltenders we see coming up in the National Hockey League, 6'3".
Off the draw, it's taken here by Andy Green, who fires in, and Columbus starts out with the danger line tonight. And this is the man, Ryan Johansson, on the puck, who sends it away to the ex-Flyer, Scott Hartnell, and Cam Atkinson backhand fist into the Devils zone. Damon Severson with his first touch of the puck. It's pumped back in deep by the Blue Jackets. And here's Johansson on the move here for Columbus. Poked away by Green, and across, it's played here to Damian Brunner, who dumps in.
Andy Green played Johansson the exact way you want to, right on top of him. Don't give him room. Was able to poke that puck away before he was able to settle it down.
Talking about this during the pregame show, Pete DeBoer doesn't necessarily match lines against elite forwards, but he wants certain defense pairs out there. Here's Jaromir Jagr working it across and looking for Travis Zajac, but the puck taken away here by Nick Foligno, the son of the Devils assistant coach Mike. Bouncing puck is scooped up here. Brian Gibbons, a recent call-up from the AHL, played it across, and they score! The perfect setup from Gibbons, and the Devils are beaten 106 into the hockey game.
Well, the goal's going to be scored by Jack Skilly here. Devils get caught up ice, and this puck's going to end up being a 2-on-1. You see Bryce Salvador unable to get that puck deep. Gibbons off the races with good speed. And Jack Skilly wastes no time on the nice feed. He one-times that off his forehand past goaltender Corey Schneider. And just like that, the Blue Jackets take the lead early here. We talked about the Devils are going to have to be ready here. This Columbus team was not happy with the way they played last night. I know they've got injuries, but their compete level against Toronto was not there. You expect them to really be hungry tonight. They showed it early on here.
Jack Skilly, 3rd goal of the year. Seemed like he was an Islander for about 10 minutes. Waved and claimed by the Blue Jackets. And the early goal here, picked up in the offensive zone by Adam Henrique, who holds for the Devils, tried to work it across for the cutting Reed Boucher, but skated away here by Columbus and lifted in. Adam Larson in the Devils lineup for the 2nd straight game. Controlled in the corner and picked up here. The quick shot on goal is saved by Corey Schneider, and reaching out for it is Michael Chaput, the 22-year-old center. This is still alive for Chaput. Works it back to Ryan Murray, and a save by Schneider, and the Devils under siege early on.
We know Columbus played last night, but again, not happy with the way they played, certainly to a man as far as their work ethic. And tonight you're seeing early on here, they have their legs going. Devils are going to really have to pick their game up here and get some kind of excitement going for their team, because right now it's all Columbus.
Tonight's starting lineup brought to you by Infiniti, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance. Well, good for Pete DeBoer. He didn't have to answer about a shootout losing streak today, and he won't do so for quite some time, we imagine. But yesterday at practice, guess what? They practiced the shootout. To say that a huge weight was lifted off of our shoulders, the coach said, that's an understatement. What he was most happy about, just reflecting on the night, the penalty kill, which he thinks is starting to get this figured out.
We talked about the penalty kill needing an offer. A night where they did not give up 1 goal. They haven't done that for most of the first 10 games, and they did a real good job, even though it was only a couple opportunities the other night against the Winnipeg Jets. And more of that continues.
Winds it around the boards and picked up here by Severson. 1-0 on the goal by Skilly. Give the assist to Brian Gibbons and Nick Foligno at the 1:06 mark. This is skated away by Zubris, who dumps into the Blue Jackets zone. David Savard. Two Devils on him, deep in the Columbus zone. This puck deflects along the near boards, and Zajac able to send it right back in deep. Ryan Murray sees the puck get past him. Here's Atkinson, the Riverside, Connecticut native, who plays it back to Savard, and it's worked ahead here to Scott Hartnell. It was acquired by the Blue Jackets in the R.J. Umberger trade. The 4th-round pick involved in that deal as well. Going to the Flyers. Picked up here by Zajac. Shovels it across. Ryan Clough nurses it in deep. Clough back to the point, and Larson gives here to John Merrill. He was under pressure, got rid of it in time. Penalty is coming up here. It's against Columbus. Yager tries to keep this alive on the delayed penalty call, and he does. It's worked across here. Larson with a shot, and that's fired wide. Zajac gives here to Yager. Devils with the extra attacker on as Schneider went to the bench, and now we get the stoppage.
Looks like Jack Johnson, the Columbus Blue Jacket defenseman, is going to go off for a hook here against Jaromir Jagr, and the Devils get a chance.
Columbus penalty number 7.
Up right here, you see the two of them in front battling, and there he kept his stick just a little bit too long in the midsection of Jagr. Jack Johnson goes off for 2 minutes. And good time for the Devils to have a power play, Steve, because they have not come out the way they would have liked, and Columbus has had more energy early on.
Off the draw will do this again. Elias taking this against Michael Chaput. Bruner and Merrill are the point men to start the power play, and given here to Clough as the Devils set up. Elias is down low, but it's played here for Bruner. Dishes off for Clough, who comes off the half board. Played down low, the return pass from Elias. Now Bruner at the point, gives here to Merrill. Work back to Damian Bruner, dishes off Clough at the circle. Back to Bruner, who fires, and a save made by Forsberg. Back to the point again. Bruner a drive, and that's fired off the leg of Chaput. All pressure time here for the Devils on the power play. Clough able to control. Works it back to Bruner once again. Here's Bruner. Fakes the shot this time and gives to Clough. Ryder's the man in the high slot. Bruner gives it up. Merrill at the circle. Played here. Elias, the redirection at the side of the net. Anton Forsberg with the stop. It's still loose behind the goal. Savard able to seal off Clough. Not out of the zone, though. Bruner with the hold. Dishes off here for Merrill. Here's Bruner stepping up, firing, save made. Rebound pops loose, and Ryder is here. Blue Jackets need a change. Merrill with the shot, and another block in front. That from Alex Wenberg. Devils won't let it leave the zone as Ryder gives here to Merrill. Works it across. Pass for Elias, broken up and cleared away.
Devils spending a minute and about 18 seconds in the Columbus end. A couple of the shots, their key emphasis setting up Damian Bruner for the one-timer, but John Merrill has his pass picked off in the box, and I think they have to just continue and stick into their game plan. They were getting a lot of shots and opportunities from Bruner at the point.
Jagr under pressure, that's batted down. Not with a high stick, the officials say, and it comes back into the Devil zone. First wave of the power play, as you mentioned, they wouldn't let him out of the zone. So the first wave guys getting minimal time here as Severson works it across and picks up Zajac. Drops it for Jagr. Jaromir puts the brakes on. Works it back. Severson across and gives here to Zidlitsky. Back for Severson. Penalty time's up. Pass for Jagr at the circle. That's broken up. Here's Henrique. Quickly on the puck and sent into the corner. Now Zajac back for Severson. Wrist shot deflected. It got to Forsberg, who made the save and cleared away. Icing against the Blue Jackets.
Devils spending a lot of time in the Columbus zone here. And Forsberg holding his ground. Elias in front, screening the goaltender there. You see him find that puck and battling. He's a big body that we mentioned here. Big shot from the point that redirected off a Columbus Blue Jacket, but doesn't get to the net. I think it hit Ryan Clough in front as well. A big Forsberg, even though a lot didn't get to him, he had to make a couple of saves, and looks like he's square to the puck and feeling pretty good in the net.
Off the draw, taken by Green. His wrist shot, that's another block. That's Johnson who got in the way of it. He sends Johansson on his way. Blue Jackets are offside here. We'll step aside, 6.5 in. Columbus with the early lead. Well, the Blue Jackets arrived tonight knowing at least 7 regulars would be out of the lineup. Our list here is 8. That doesn't even include Corey Tropp, who's ill. He can't play. This would be funny for Todd Richards if it wasn't so ridiculous, Dano.
If there's a team that has the right to feel sorry for themselves, it's the Columbus Blue Jackets. We know every team goes through injury bugs and they come in waves, but this is absolutely unbelievable. 10 games into the season and all the key players out for the Blue Jackets. No more noticeable than their goaltender, Sergei Bobrovsky.
John Davidson is the team president of hockey operations. He was saying that in his 45 years in the NHL, as a player, a broadcaster, or a hockey operations man, he's never seen anything like this. Blue Jackets have that blue-collar mentality. They're fighting a 4-game losing streak, as you can see. That's their identity. But as JD was saying, half the identity is out of the lineup right now. They're trying to make do. Here's Gianta over the line for the Devils, and the redirection in front by Tuomo Ruutu goes wide. Back into the Devils zone. Here's Skilly, the first man to the puck. He got a sharp angle try off, and it was fired wide. Taken in the Devils zone by Josephson, who darts back the other way. Here's the Devils' 4th line, created somewhat out of necessity with the injury to Jordan Tootoo, but it's playing much better than that. Picked up here by Zidlitsky and fired another block as that goes off Gibbons. Gianta delivers a hit. Zidlitsky can't handle it at the point, and the Devils get back onside. Gianta just a hair late getting back.
There's young Ryan Johansson, the star player for the Columbus Blue Jackets, coming into his 4th year in the National Hockey League, and look at the progression, Steve. I mean, kind of came in gingerly as a young 18-year-old. You expect it to take some time to take off. The 4th overall pick. You see the points per game has gotten better and better, and last year he had a breakout season. This year has scored a point in all 10 games that the Columbus Blue Jackets have played. I believe he's 7th in the National Hockey League in scoring, and he missed most of training camp, but sky is the limit for this young man. He has a skill set and a hockey sense, second to none in the National Hockey League, and the Devils are going to have to be prepared to play him very strong tonight because he's dangerous every time he gets the puck.
Boy, that was a rather public contract dispute, too. There were NHL owners all around the league, I think, paying close attention to that. It had to do with that secondary contract that players get after the entry-level deal. And if the Blue Jays caved to his demand, that market really would have shifted. And if you don't think other players, young stars around the league, take notice of that kind of thing, well, you're probably wrong.
Well, that's the business side of it. It did get a little ugly, you know. President John Davidson and general manager for the Columbus Blue Jackets were very publicly outraged at times, but they all worked it out, and everybody decided they need Ryan Johansson, and Ryan Johansson needs the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Here's Zajac for the Devils. He signed a nice 3-year deal, by the way, as this is steered aside by Forsberg and picked up here by Fedor Tyutin. The ex-Ranger plays it out to center. Hartnell across. Atkinson is able to find the puck here. Whirls away from Yager and dishes off to Tyutin. He fires. Save made by Corey Schneider. Loose in the Devils' end. Here's Atkinson. Generally plays well against the Devils. Sends it towards goal, and now Zajac behind his net. Picked up here by Atkinson again, who fires right back in. Johansson sent to the boards and the ice by Damon Severson and worked across. This is sent the length of the ice. No icing here as Forsberg has to play it as it was on goal.
Sorry, Kanji. Johansson going to the bench gingerly there on the hit from Damon Severson, which looked like there could have maybe been a penalty call. Unfortunately for the Devils, there wasn't.
Picked up here by Henrique, and that shot off the stick of Tim Erickson. It will stay in the Columbus end.
We're going to take a look right here. You see Johansson there. Oh, just a little subtle cross-check to the hip. It wasn't overly hard, but Johansson off balance goes into the boards awkwardly, and he felt that one because he went to the bench. You see here grimacing a little bit, but for the Columbus Blue Jackets' sake, you certainly hope he's okay. They cannot afford another injury.
Zidlitsky plays this and gets it back from Boucher. Work back towards Bryce Salvador, and that shot is steered aside. Boucher quickly on the puck. Zidlitsky at the point. He fires. Saved by Forsberg, and he gathers that up quickly with Henrique knocking on the door.
Devils spending some time in the Columbus end there, and good shot by Zidlitsky. Forsberg able to find that puck again. Not a lot of traffic there, but he really controls his rebound well. So Devils have 6 shots on goal, a lot of those on their power play attempt, but Forsberg looks pretty confident in the net for them.
Off the draw, this is won back by Michael Chaput. Blue Jackets made the playoffs last season for the first time since 2008-2009. They won a pair of overtime games in the playoffs against Pittsburgh, but ultimately eliminated in the first round. Here's Larson with a shot. That's fired wide. Merrill on the opposite side guides it back, and Boucher with a drive. That's blocked away again, and well played by Chaput.
You would expect that from Columbus with a team that doesn't have a regular lineup, really blocking a lot of shots, trying to help out their goaltender, making sure the Devils have to earn everything that gets them in the net.
Murray picks this up in the corner and skates it away. Second overall pick in the 2012 draft. Ryan Murray will send in. Schneider behind the net, lost control, trying to come out with it. Foligno, oh, he nearly tucked it in the near post. Played across. Here's Murray stepping up, looking for the redirection. Loose in front, and that's stopped by Schneider at the side of the net.
Puck bouncing everywhere. Fortunately for the Devils, didn't ricochet off somebody going to the net.
Gianta with a drive, redirected by Ruutu and fired wide. Cuomo Ruutu sends in deep. Now Foligno tries to bank it out of the zone. It's off glass. Faceoff will stay in the Columbus end when we come back.
We'll look at Columbus Blue Jackets get a good opportunity. Murray just dumps it in. That ricochets awkwardly off of Corey Schneider's skate. If not for the quick reaction of Damon Severson, Nick Foligno puts the Jackets up 2-0 there. But that puck just bounced awkwardly. I know we've seen Corey have some mishaps with the puck behind the net. That seemed to hit something along the boards and directly come out and hit his skate. Foligno was right there, but real good play, heads-up play by Damon Severson to keep that puck out of the net.
Off the draw, Andy Green gives it up. Firing a shot away is Bruner, and deflected into the corner and played back out to center. Green for Elias at center ice. Kicks at the loose puck and sends this in for Dainis Zubras. Here's Severson along the near boards. Works it in deep, and now Bruner able to guide it back. Severson with a drive, and the stop made by Forsberg. Off a stick in front. I'm not sure if it was the goaltenders or not.
I think Forsberg might have got a piece of it with Dainis Zubras right in front as well.
Not out of the zone. That's Marco Dano, no relation to my partner, who fired in. Face-off will come out to center. Let's go downstairs. It's Saturday night, and the Mavens in the house. Stan Fischler, what do you have?
Thanks, Steve. Well, we'll have the GMC intermission report. I'll be with Johnny McLean, and we're going to be talking about whether that opening goal by Columbus was maybe a case of taking them for granted. Right now, we got to see whether the Devils' attack are going to generate some more action, maybe a goal. Take it away, guys.
Maven, thank you. And they control off the face-off to the stick of Merrill, who fires in. Jack Skilly with the goal just over a minute into the hockey game. Good start for Columbus as Jack Johnson, former U.S. Olympian, plays this ahead. Green chased back into his own zone. That's Scott Hartnell on his tail and worked back the other way. This is icing against the Devils with under 8 minutes to go. Well, here's one of the heroes from the other night, Jacob Josephson. His biggest contribution was the game-deciding goal in the shootout. But talk about making the most of 9:41 on the ice, Dano. He was +1 for the game, by the way. He was on for Ryder's goal, and he won 4 out of 5 faceoffs. If you heard Coach's Corner, Stan was asking him about maybe Josephson having a little more equity than he did just a couple of weeks ago, and you're starting to get the sense he does.
He does, and I think that's inevitable. If he continues to play well, and he has to keep doing it, you heard Coach DeBoer talk about that, he will receive more ice time because they need his speed. And he's been using his biggest asset, and that is his speed. And handling the puck very well, making good decisions.
Jágr broke it up at center ice, picked up here by Henrique. Henrique sends it towards goal, and Forsberg is able to stick that aside. Here's Jágr. Gives here to Klo and work back to Zidlitsky. Played across. Salvador will bank it off the backboard. Jágr reaching out to keep it alive and does. Klo back to Zidlitsky. Good pressure here by the Devils and played here for Ryan Klo once again. Worked across. Salvador's got it. Sends it towards goal, but deflected into the corner. Atkinson trying to control. This is a good shift by Jágr's unit here, but it's skated away and played here to the stick of Hartnell, who sends a bouncing puck Schneider's way.
So far in this hockey game, the Columbus Blue Jackets, we talked about protecting their goaltender, have 10 blocked shots already with just over 13 minutes played in this hockey game.
Here's Schneider behind his net. Gives here to Salvador. Skilly got in the way of that and punched across here. Ryder is under pressure from Tim Eriksson, but it's Henrique who follows up and lifts it away. Here's Boucher trying to get on the loose puck. Oh, tried to one-hand it around the lone defenseman back, couldn't do it. There's a car crash. Henrique shoots, and the shot is blocked away. A broken stick. Ryder was in the middle of that with a couple of white jerseys. What a mess. The Devils right back into the zone. Henrique looking for the cutting Gianta. The fans wanted a high sticking call against Columbus, but we play on. Here's Gianta. Comes out in front with it. Got a shot away, but it's steered aside by Forsberg. Another try trickles in front, and it's lifted away by Jared Boll. Under 6 minutes to go. Faceoff will come back in the Devils' end. 1-0 the Blue Jack on the early goal by Skilly. Penalty to the Devils, too.
Devils going to the penalty box. Right here you see John Merrill hang on to that puck just a little bit too long. He closed his hand and didn't drop it quick enough, so Devils will go to the box.
And we'll watch a Columbus power play. 8 for 42 out of the gate the start of the season. Now the Devils killed both chances in the previous game Thursday night against Winnipeg. Can't overstate it first period. This is a big moment early on as it sent the length of the ice, and a good start to the kill. The personnel, Green and Salvador, Gianta and Josephson to start the PK.
Yeah, important penalty kill here, being down 1-0. You don't want this young Columbus Blue Jackets team to get any more life here.
Offside as Atkinson carried it across. That Blue Jackets power play is 0 for 1, 2 shots. John Merrill closing his hand on the puck. That's the penalty at the 14:04 mark.
Devils have had some pressure prior to this penalty in the Columbus end, and again I mentioned Columbus doing a real nice job blocking a lot of shots, so the Devils are going to have to continue to fire away. Not before killing this penalty, though.
Off the draw, here's David Savard, who plays this back to Tim Eriksson. He was part of the Rick Nash deal with the Rangers a couple of years ago. Worked back towards Eriksson and has it on a backhand at the point, and Columbus now sets up. Here's Johansson. He's the man on the half wall. Played into the slot. Save made by Schneider off the quick release from Atkinson. Johansson works it back to the point and now gets it back. Blue Jackets leading scorer wants Atkinson again. It got to Eriksson. Glove save through traffic. Schneider's got it.
Tricky little shot and quick release by Eriksson from the half wall there, and Corey Schneider makes the left pad save and then is able to gobble that up with his glove. There you see Johansson head up, so patient with the puck, beats Atkinson just at the right time, kind of in that no man's land. There you see the Devils do a better job on Atkinson. Patrick Elias comes down lower. They tried that same play back to back. First time he got a real good scoring chance in the slot.
Murray, a nice job to hold the zone. It was his pass that brings the Blue Jackets back as Foligno plays it across, and it's picked up here by Murray again, who shovels one in deep. Gibbons behind the net. He's got his first point as a Blue Jacket in the game tonight, an assist on the Skilly goal. Part of the power play here. Murray nurses this back. Here's Jack Johnson. Pass deflects off Murray's stick. Gibbons lost control. Foligno now sends it back to the point, and Johnson waiting for this. Half a minute to go in the Columbus power play. Loose puck is fired the length of the ice by Larson.
Adam Larson getting some penalty killing time, so Coach DeBoer and his staff continue to like what they've seen and from last game and throughout this first period.
Worked across here to the stick of Atkinson. Racing into the zone. Atkinson, the power move, but it's knocked away by Green. Bouncing puck following up here is Hartnell. Dropped it back to the point. Taken here. The shot by Johnson. Deflected to Schneider, who made the save and picked up here by the Devils. Out of the box is Merrill. 3-on-2 the other way as Giunta picks this up. Able to play it across. That pass behind Josephson. It had promise, but it's broken up.
Yeah, Josephson, the trailer on the play, and puck is just behind him. Columbus Blue Jacket back checker was able to pick him up. That was Atkinson.
Zidlitsky works it away. Picked up here by Chaput. And taken by the Devils and carried away by Elias. 1-0 game. 3.5 to go in the opening period. Elias crashes into the zone. It comes back to the point and given here to Zidlitsky. Across for Merrill. His wrist shot is held up high by the goaltender Anton Forsberg, who's got it.
I think we got a penalty in front here. Columbus Blue Jackets going to the box. Somebody was overly aggressive on Patrick Elias. Interference call.
Defenseman Cody Golubev is the guilty party.
We're going to look here, and this happened quickly. We didn't really see. You see Patrick going the net there, and the youngster just gets a stick on Patrick, kind of impedes him right there and throws him down the ice when the puck was not there yet. So he gets an interference call. And again, the Devils go on the power play after a real strong kill. So the Devils trying to get the equalizer here. And they had a lot of shots last opportunity.
Severson works it across to Zidlitsky. They're the point men. Yager takes this on the far side. Henrique and Zajac on the power play unit as well. Jaromir Jagr down low. Zajac in front. Wants Henrique. Backhand try. And the stop made by Forsberg.
Forsberg was looking behind him here. Adam Henrique on the doorstep. Devils moving the puck real nice in the power play. What a nice little move, all in one motion from his forehand to his backhand with Chaput all over him. And Adam Henrique gets a good opportunity there. Forsberg able to gobble that up, but he did look behind him thinking, do I have it? Did I squeeze enough of it? And he certainly did.
How about this? He stopped the first 11 shots in his first NHL game. Off the draw, guided back Henrique to Damon Severson. Gives to Zidlitsky. Tried to one-time the pass to Henrique, and that's broken up and cleared.
You talk about him making the first 11 saves. Columbus has also blocked 10 shots that we talked about, so that's a lot of opportunities going toward the Columbus net, but their forwards and defense doing a good job as well. Offside
are the Devils here. Still 1:22 to go in the Devils power play. They'll change the entire unit here. Give Elias, Ryder, and Klo a chance here with the man advantage. Merrill and Bruner come on, so 4 forwards on the ice. Bruner to work on the point. And off the draw, controlled here by the second-year Devil from Switzerland, Damian Bruner. New Jersey continuing a 3-game homestand that concludes Tuesday night against St. Louis. Merrill on the far side, controls here and in the corner, plays it behind the net, hopped over the stick of Michael Ryder. Klo crashing into the zone, and that got by Bruner all the way to Corey Schneider. Blue Jackets able to change their entire penalty kill unit, and Bruner works it ahead. Merrill drops it back. Bruner worked it across, and Klo picks this up for the Devils. Still 40 seconds to go in the man advantage. Elias will hold and sort this out. Klo back to the point. Gets it back from Merrill. Steps up at the circle. Return pass broken up by Wenberg and played across here to the stick of Chaput. Here's Michael Chaput, short-handed all alone, and it's taken away by the Devils.
Good play by young Wenberg there to hold his ground. Poke checked that puck out of the zone.
Henrique over the line. Johansson continues now on the penalty kill for Columbus as Klo works it back to the point. Severson dishes off, gets it back to Klo. He shoots, save made by Forsberg. Knocked down again as Klo. Penalty time is up. We're back to 5-on-5. They nurse it back to Severson anyway. Tried to make the play with one hand on the stick. Racing into the zone and clearing out Andy Green. He broke it up with Atkinson there, but there's a penalty coming up, Dano.
Yeah, Green was going to take a tripping call in a desperation play, and he had to do that. Atkinson can absolutely wheel. And there you see Corey Schneider.
New Jersey penalty number 2.
Right here, we're going to take a look at it. Green gets back there and had to kind of dive at that puck, but he ends up taking Atkinson before he gets the puck, and that's the reason for the call, and it's the right call. But you see Johansson still able to pick up the puck there and get a real good scoring chance. Corey Schneider with another sharp save there.
Off the draw, controlled by the Blue Jackets. Under a minute to go in the period. Wenberg plays it down low. Foligno on the puck here. Savard takes, and the Blue Jackets will set up. Here's Alex Wenberg. Back to the point. Savard to Eriksson. Worked it across. The shot by Wenberg is fired wide, and fortunately for the Devils, caroms away.
That's why they say hit the net. That was like a clearing attempt for the Devils. He really got some good mustard on that shot, but wide and right out of the zone.
Foligno darts back the other way. Into the Devils zone where Merrill is on here. Sent the length of the ice by Adam Henrique. John Merrill getting the chance in that first defensive pair on the penalty kill. That's usually Andy Green's job, but he's the man in the box as Atkinson receives the pass and tries to work it across. Cleared away as the period expires. So the Devils penalty kill has answered the call so far. The first intermission report from our good friends at GMC has Mac and the Maven coming up. Welcome back. A reminder, family packs are available and you can save up to 35% on select games. 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas are part of the package. For information, call 1-800-NJ-DEVIL or you can visit NewJerseyDevils.com. Well, we turned the calendar to November, and we wanted to alert you to a very special night now that's only 2.5 weeks away. Hockey Hall of Fame inductions in Toronto, and part of the class of 2014, the last Stanley Cup championship head coach for the New Jersey Devils. Pat Burns, a 3-time Adams Award recipient, a 2003 Cup champ. He passed away on the 19th of November, 2010. This is quite a class, and for Pat Burns, we all know it took entirely too long. His family will have the day. Mike Modano, Dominic Hasek, Peter Forsberg, Rob Blake, and longtime referee Bill McCreary are also set to be inducted into the Hockey Hall. I know there are people around the league and people around this team that wanted to see that happen, oh, I don't know, 5 years ago.
Well, congratulations to my former coach in the late Pat Burns, and it's going to be a very special evening, I can imagine, for receiving the highest honor for his family that will be in attendance. Well deserved, and what a class it is that you mentioned.
Great American-born player in Modano. Some people make the case the greatest ever. Certainly offensively he was. Patrick Elias has done some wonderful things offensively, but he starts out here on a penalty kill for the Devils. Still 1 minute left on the tripping penalty against Andy Green as the second session begins. Columbus with the 1-0 advantage, the Jack Skilly goal just a minute in. Devils have earned points in each of the last 3 at home. Will have to come from behind to keep that streak intact. Usual suspects on the Blue Jackets power play, considering what the roster is right now. Johansson, Hartnell, and Atkinson. Their top line comes out intact. Devils win the draw, and a good start as it's fired away by John Merrill. Elias and Henrique start the kill for New Jersey, and Eriksson carries this away and gives here to Atkinson. Motors into the Devils' end, and now checked into the boards by Salvador. Johansson seals off Merrill, and it's sent the length of the ice by Elias. There's another penalty coming up, however, and what do we have?
Penalty's going to go to Ryan Johansson, I think, for the Columbus Blue Jackets, and the Devils in 34 seconds will be on the man advantage. Again, there you see right there, Johansson behind the Devils net on John Merrill. Wraps that left around him. And we've seen so many of these types of penalties from the Devils as well, and something that players really have to get used to. It's so difficult. You cannot use that loose hand whatsoever. He's got 4-on-4 for 30 seconds here.
I think Johansson was trying to hide on the bench a little bit. They found him, and it's skated away here by Foligno. Why I hesitated. He was nowhere on the ice to be found. Foligno works this back to the point, and Savard with a shot in the 4-on-4 is sticked into the corner.
Foligno showing great speed down the left wing there. Getting by the Devils defenseman, although he was at a sharp angle with the clearing pass.
He was part of that long injury list himself until last night's game against Toronto. Merrill in deep for Yager, who got a shot away. Out of the box is Andy Green. Power play now underway for the Devils. They've got 1:20 of man advantage time, and here's Merrill, who takes it center. Green went right to the bench. They want the proper personnel on as Skilly sends this back in deep.
Devils their first couple of power plays, some real good zone time and good puck movement. But the Columbus Blue Jackets blocked a lot of shots, and Forsberg has made a couple of saves.
Elias throws it across. Here's Klo. Lost control of the puck. Taken away. That's Alex Wenberg, who will send this back into the Devils zone. Good kill by the Blue Jackets now. 45 seconds to go in the Devils power play as it's taken by Brunner. He picks up Henrique at the line, ran into traffic, and it's hammered the length of the ice. Nothing much doing yet for the Devils here. Marek Zablitsky starts up again. Under half a minute to go. Brunner works it across. Bouncing puck played here by Henrique. Carries into the corner. That's broken up. Trying to get a stick on it is Elias. Hauled down, loose in front, and taken away here by Columbus. And again sent the length of the ice by Atkinson.
Devils unable to get much going on this power play. They had 1:30. Now it's down to 4 seconds, and Columbus did a real nice job standing up at the blue line, not letting the Devils get anything going.
And that's that. Johansson's out of the box, and we're back to even strength for the first time in period number 2. Zajac on the forecheck in the corner. Taken here, the centering try. Loose in front, and now carried away by Atkinson. And picked up here by Zajac. Travis Zajac dishes across. Here's Green. His shot is blocked away in front. Taken here by Murray. He's hauled down deep in the zone by Yager. Now Johansson under some pressure from Zajac. Skated away here by Columbus and worked across to the stick of Ryan Johansson. Pops up high in the Devil zone and taken here by Green. A reminder, the Red Bulls take on rival DC United in the Eastern Conference MLS playoffs tomorrow. Red Bulls DC. Live coverage begins at 3:30 in the afternoon tomorrow on NSG. We'll be live just across the Passaic in Harrison for that. Here's Tuomo Ruutu for the Devils. His off-wing shot is gloved by Anton Forsberg, who looks good in his NHL debut.
So far, Forsberg pretty good there. You see 19-year-old Marco Dano getting even more of an opportunity here. 27th overall pick in 2013, and he's Austrian born, but he's a Slovakian national. Played in some of their world junior teams. He's got a lot of speed, and a guy that takes the body. He's got 22 hits on the season, so you love to see young guys that play the game competitive, take the body, and young Marco Dano does that.
It's got to be special for him. He was drafted in this building. 2013, the Prudential Center was host for the NHL draft. Taken here by Ryder. Tries to walk in front. He was tied up just enough by Erickson and friends.
Point blank for Michael Ryder. And not sure if he got hooked there or they just hounded enough not to get the shot off.
Loose in the Columbus zone. Devils are out shooting the Blue Jackets 14-8. Again, a number of blocks as well. Nothing offensively to show for it for the Devils so far as Erickson sees the puck taken here by Ryder. Works it back to Larson and a shot that's fired away. Merrill on the opposite side. Boucher is checked by Erickson as the puck goes into the glove of Anton Forsberg.
Little pushing and shoving in front of the Columbus net. Adam Henrique on the doorstep.
And a penalty coming up against Jared Boll as well.
Here's the opportunity by Michael Ryder. Puck turned over by Columbus there.
Number 42. a 2 minute
Erickson just got a stick on Ryder, does a real good job so he can't get the shot off. Now we see the Columbus Blue Jacket, Jared Bull, the physical winger for the Columbus Blue Jackets. There you see on John Merrill, gets his elbow up, and ooh, that's a dangerous hit there. He's going to the penalty box. Hopefully John Merrill's okay. Just got a piece of his jaw, it looked like. The Devils get another opportunity.
Bull is usually over 100 penalty minutes. Devils power play 0 for 3 at this point in the game as Ryder has it and gives here to Zidlitsky. Walks in and scores! Marek Zidlitsky! And the Devils tie it at 1.
Well, that's what Marek Zidlitsky is capable of. He finds the open hole, darts in it, gets the pass from Michael Ryder. Real good play, poised by Ryder. And Zidlitsky makes no mistake, going short side, just past Forsberg's blocker and stick there to tie this hockey game up. Real nice shot, quick release by Zidlitsky there. You know, that's something you just don't teach. He's a guy that continues to jump in the play, create offense from the back end. He scores a big goal there.
7 seconds into the power play. So number 2 on the season for number 2. Second goal for Marek Zidlitsky. Bouncing puck, got by the stick of John Merrill. There you see Columbus. They've allowed 8 power play goals during a rough stretch for them. Shot from the point by Savard is fired wide. Michael Ryder to get the primary assist on the Devils' first goal of the night.
His second of the season, assisted by number 17, Michael Ryder.
Gianta punches this ahead for the Devils and crashes into the zone with Murray. Damon Severson, the secondary assist on the game-tying goal. Waiting for it at center ice, Brian Gibbons, who backhands it in deep. As we continue to see Mike Camilleri and Martin Havlat work their way back from injury, seems Michael Ryder's presence is so critical to this team as he sets up Zidlitsky in the big spot there.
Here's the equalizer on the power play for the Devils, and there you see Jack Johnson unable to clear that puck. Columbus wins it, and when you don't clear it, usually bad things happen, but a real good play by Michael Ryder. See the patience there with Foligno right in his grill. He's still able to find Zidlitsky shooting through. And when I say you don't teach hockey sense, and Marek Zidlitsky has a lot of it.
Picked up here. Jágr dropped it back for Zubris, but the Devils are offside again. I'm going to go back to that word, Dano, depth, that Pete DeBoer brought to our attention early, what he thought would make the difference, and the Devils doing much better through the first 10 games this year than the record was reflected last year. Twice as many points, by the way. Coming into tonight, New Jersey had 16 different goal scorers. That was the most of any team in the National Hockey League. And with the 2 big offseason acquisitions out, they need that.
And they felt they added depth, and that's pretty indicative of what you just mentioned, Steve. 16 different scorers. They know they don't have a Ryan Johansson or a Patrick Kane, Jonathan Toews type player to carry on certain nights. They got to rely on everybody, and that's what they've done.
Getting it from the blue line. And tonight, part of that is Damon Severson picks up the loose puck for the Devils and lifts it away. Bouncing puck. Zubris couldn't control. Look out. Here's Johansson on the move for Columbus. Ryan Johansson. Well played by Severson, who did well to handle the All-Star center. Still loose in the Devils zone, though, and Severson guides this to the opposite side where Jágr awaits. Rookie defenseman out of his own zone worked it ahead to Zajac. And now Zubris will backhand it in.
I'll tell you, nothing really seems to rattle this kid, does it? And defensively is what I'm as impressed with, besides all the points he's got. He got his 8th point tonight, his 4th assist.
Here's Ryder back the other way for the Devils. Hop, skip, and a jump. He rides Erickson into the boards. Loose in the Columbus zone and picked up here by the Blue Jackets and off the skate of Wenberg. 1-1 game. Mid-second period. Glad you've joined us tonight on MSG+. Loose puck at center. Salvador reaches out for that. Pounded into the zone by Boucher. Goluboff winds it around the boards. Worked across, and the blind pass, luckily for the Blue Jackets, to the stick of Goluboff.
Zidlicky. Wow. Sorry, Kanji. Big hit.
Bruner walking in, and the power move takes it behind the net. Bruner waits for the Devils to complete the change and sends into the corner. Well timed. Puck jarred loose in the Columbus end, and it's worked out here to the stick of Marco Dano. Here's the 19-year-old playing it across. Return pass for Dano, and now he's got it in the corner. Elias tries to work it out of the zone. It comes to John Merrill instead. It's been a good period for the Devils. Columbus still looking for its first shot here in the second. We're better than 8 minutes in.
Again, you knew Columbus was going to have a better effort tonight because as far as the work ethic and competitiveness, yes, they're missing a lot of skill and talent. The Devils have to stay patient for it to get that equalizer on a power play, which make a guy pay for an elbow.
Bruner skates this away for the Devils. He's got Sean Collins draped all over him to break that up, and they pick up Boll here at center ice. Here's Jared Boll. Got a shot away, and it's blocked by Larson. Clowe skates back the other way and dumps in for the Devils. They change all 5 on the fly with 11 minutes to go in the second period. Schneider leaves behind his net. Nope, sent it into the corner instead. Salvador was there. Puck comes back to the point where Johnson backhands it in. Kept alive by the Blue Jackets again. Played down low by Gibbons. Foligno now works it in deep. Zidlicky ahead for Ruutu, who gets his legs moving and dumps in. Face-off will come back to the neutral zone here.
Well, here's the point I'm talking about. Severson, nothing phases him. Now, this looks like a simple play, but look at Johansson gain the line, and he's such a tricky player, so skilled. Severson stays with him, pumps away. And there's Zidlicky stepping up in the neutral zone with a big hit on Wenberg there. So Devils with only 2 hits in the first period, getting physical there. Still want to keep the team on their toes with hitting.
Off the draw, Savard with a shot, and the save made by Schneider. They ruled that an icing call on the previous sequence, Dano. And the Devils deny the opportunity off the faceoff. Taken here by Ruutu, who carries over the line. Back into the Devils' end where Severson takes this. That pass intercepted by Johansson. Had to wait for a teammate to get onside, and Hartnell. Pass not out of the zone. Here's Skilly firing away. Stop made by Schneider, who's got it. That's Hartnell causing some chaos in front, but Corey's okay.
Columbus Blue Jackets going back on the power play, and in fact it is Travis Zajac right here. Just hooks Jack Skilly through the neutral zone right here. Just gets the hands there and tried to let go of his stick to hope the referee maybe let it slide. But boy, I will tell you, it is tough to defend in this league. You have to be skating, you have to have position, because we're seeing so many of those penalties as far as hooking the hands and whatnot.
Blue Jackets power play tonight, 0 for 2 with 3 shots. It's Johansson pulling the trigger on the quick shot from the circle was Hartnell, and Schneider got just enough of it with the glove. Devils can't clear the zone though, and it's taken here by Eriksson and dishes off to Johansson again. Here's Ryan Johansson, play down low, slapping at it in front was Atkinson. He was denied. Salvador comes over to help out Henrique. Puck kept alive at the point, nursed away by Eriksson. Henrique looking for the break, but he was slowed up and taken here by Tim Eriksson once again. Johansson carries, worked it back towards the point, but all the way back into the Blue Jackets zone. Josephson racing into the Blue Jackets end. Savard winds it around, and here's Atkinson back to Johansson. Works it across for the cutting Brian Gibbons. Now the Blue Jackets set up. This is Jack Johnson at the circle. Deflected towards goal. Into the corner. Johansson couldn't control it. Now the Blue Jackets leading scorer has got it again. Played down low to the side of the net. That deflected off the stick. Merrill there to defend Atkinson, and the Devils get a clear.
Real good job by the Devils. Aggressive on the penalty kill. Reading well, Adam Larson, John Merrill, nice job on the back end. Atkinson trying to go to the net hard there. Bobbled it a little, but the Devils D react quickly.
Foligno carries over the line for Columbus. Worked across. Here's Johnson playing it down low. They score! Alex Wenberg with the finish in front. And it's a power play goal for the Blue Jackets that gives them the lead.
Well, just as we talked about the Devils penalty kill doing a real good job, this is a real nice play by the Blue Jackets. With only 26 seconds left in the penalty kill for the Devils, you see it gets back to the point here. And Wenberg in front, I think that was
Foligno
who made that play. And you see them coming up ice with speed. There's Gibbons with the pass to Jack Johnson. And Wenberg right there in front of the net. All he has to do is tap it into the empty net. Real good pass from Jack Johnson there.
Yeah, 41 was there, Dano, and I thought it was him as well. It looks like that goal's going to go to Nick Foligno, though, with the finish in front. I saw it the same way you did initially.
I apologize. That was Foligno, I guess, going hard. He was the guy who carried the puck through the neutral zone, so I missed that with the goal.
Regardless, power play goal, and the Devils now trail for the second time of the game as this is dished across by Zidlitsky and worked back the other way. Here's Wenberg again, walking in, Skilly at the doorstep, but they couldn't connect.
Columbus feeling it now. They're coming through the neutral zone quick, have a couple opportunities after that penalty kill.
Zidlitsky for Jagr, who shoots, and a save by Forsberg, who's got it.
Here's the power play goal to give Columbus the lead. Jack Johnson. And in fact, that is Foligno. Wenberg's the secondary guy going to the net. There was a maze of players there, but and there you see Marek Zidlitsky feeding Jaromir Jagr with the quick wrister, and Forsberg's able to cover that up. But Columbus again came back the other way and had another opportunity, so they're using their speed through the neutral zone. The Devils are going to have to get back on track here. They did such a good job on that penalty kill, and Columbus executed very well on that play.
Fourth of the year for Nick Foligno. Johnson and Gibbons get the assists at the 12:30 mark. Power play goal for the Blue Jackets, and back in his own end is John Merrill. Skated away by Henrique to the stick of Michael Ryder. He dumps in, and Boucher is giving chase. Reed Boucher tries to nurse it back to the point. It got there from Merrill. Glove down there by Henrique, and he works quickly. Gives to Boucher, and that shot is held by Forsberg. Time now for the Cadillac trivia question. And it involves the visiting team tonight. Which former Devils defenseman served as the first captain in Blue Jackets history? It's a good question.
And I'm sure I probably played with him, but I'm stumped on this one.
Well, we can navigate this a little bit. The Blue Jackets entered the NHL in 2000-2001. So his time with the Devils, or at least first part of it, was up by then. As Green shot is saved by Forsberg, and now Brunner tries to stick handle around Johansson, taken away by Atkinson. The Riverside, Connecticut native with speed gives here the return pass from Johansson, and the save made by Schneider.
Quick reaction.
Centering try went off the post, and within inches of extending the lead is Columbus. That was Hartnell, Atkinson, and Johansson nearly getting a third. Lifted back into the Blue Jackets' end. Work back towards the point. Here's Severson, who steps on, gives here to Brunner, and that shot is fired wide.
Just when the Devils are starting to take over, you mentioned Columbus only had 8 shots, hadn't had a shot on goal for the first 8-9 minutes of this period, have really picked up the pace.
Work back in, and Hartnell will dump in. Full change here for the Blue Jackets. Bowl. Check behind the Devils' net. Zidlitsky will lift it away. Josephson getting chase. Eriksson able to help work it out of the zone, where it comes back here for Zidlitsky. 2-1 Blue Jackets, under 5 to go here in period 2. Golubov to the stick of Bowl. fourth liners getting a shot here for the Blue Jackets. That's a real relative term. This is largely a team comprised of some AHL call-ups tonight with all of the injuries to Columbus. They've answered the call tonight, trying to snap a 4-game losing streak.
Just when it looked like they had nothing going for them, they get that power play goal, and it's really given the Columbus Blue Jackets some momentum and energy here. Really starting to skate and getting some chances.
Here's Skilly going wide. Jack Skilly, another try, and that's off the side of the net. Former first-round pick of the Chicago Blackhawks. He was taken pretty high. 7th overall, Jack Skilly. Now with Columbus and a big part of this team, able to guide this to the stick of Foligno. Here's Zubris and Zajac, who keep the puck moving to the stick of John Merrill. Jágr gets on this and got as far as center ice. Larson back in his own end. Long pass out of the zone. He picks up Boucher. Hammered by Savard. Loose puck picked up by the Blue Jackets, and Adam Cracknell worked it across. Zidlitsky punches it ahead. Henrique. Walked at Boucher, but taken off his stick and worked back here to Marek Zidlitsky instead. Well played by Dano at center. And dished across to Cracknell. He hammers Zidlitsky, who goes tumbling to the ice, but right back up. Here's Cracknell turning and shooting. Saved by Schneider, who holds on. Just over 3 minutes to go. Late second period. It's 2-1 Columbus.
Coming up on the intermission report, the boys at Hockey Night Live will be dissecting the games going on right now, and later on Johnny Mack and I will be x-raying the second period and why the Devils are down 2-1 to the Columbus Blue Jackets. We're all going to talk about the decrease in fighting. 20% down this year so far in the NHL. Take it away, guys.
Maven looked forward to that. Have the latest on the Rangers in Winnipeg. We understand Ryan McDonough left that game due to injury for New York as Johnson fires this wide of the Devils' net. Trying to work it behind goal was Scott Hartnell. First year with Columbus after 7 seasons with the Flyers, and now Johansson tries to wrap it in front, and Schneider there to make the save.
Johansson using that long reach, getting a real good opportunity on the wraparound with Andy Green all over him, but he was just too long there for him, and got a good chance. Schneider sharp there.
Boy, he's big, strong, and talented. And only 22, Ryan Johansson. Recipient of this pass and dumping into the Devils zone. Jared Boll crashes into the Devils zone and able to kick at the loose puck and wind it around here. He wants Sean Collins, the Cornell product. Boll able to punch it back in. Work back to the opposite point. Taken here, and that shot is fired wide. Picked up by Zubris, and the Devils start back. Good outlet pass to the stick of Bruner. Here's Bruner going wide. Carries around the goal. Devils in the midst of a change. Now throws it behind the net. Elias got tied up. Guides it back to the point. Zidlitsky's stick failed him, and back the other way come Columbus. It's a 3-on-2, and Zidlitsky's without a stick. Now Boll able to drop it back. And Savard's pass is broken up here by Merrill. Here's Clough tracking this down. Again, Hockey Night Live with story around the league coming up in the second intermission as this is played here to Johnson, who fires. Oh, that's off his own teammate Foligno, who took the brunt of it up high, and Nick Foligno crunched over, slowly makes his way to the Columbus bench, and now down the tunnel. Oof.
Well, it looked like Nick Foligno took that slap shot. Fortunately not in the face. Originally it looked like it could have been. I think it somewhere on top of the collarbone or shoulder. There you see Jack Johnson, as he's knocked down. Boy, that might have went off the top of his head than the shoulder. Let's take a look again. Now it looks like the shoulder, the left shoulder, right in the area where I don't think it's blocked, so I'm talking about the collarbone there, and hopefully for Columbus, he just came back, and he has played extremely well this season for the Blue Jackets. Scored the second goal of this hockey game to give Columbus the lead. We know son of assistant coach of the Devils, Mike Foligno, and you hate to see that happen.
He had just come back from a stinger, took a neck brace off from the previous injury just a couple of days ago, worked his way back in the lineup, and if we get an update on Nick Foligno, certainly we'll pass that along. Final minute, period 2. Johnson works this across. Here's Tootin with a shot, and the stick save made by Schneider, who covers up at the doorstep.
Columbus continues to press here, Steve. They've got a lot of energy. We know they played last night, but this is a young team. And their effort against Toronto wasn't good enough from the coaching staff. And you see they're hungry. They're working hard. After the Devils really took over the play the first 10 minutes of this second period, got the tying goal on the power play. Columbus has really picked it up, especially after they took the lead.
48 seconds remaining in the period, and off the draw. It's taken by New Jersey and punched ahead by Severson. Zubris will dump in. He's on with Zajac and Jágr. Atkinson knocked down in the corner by Zajac, but the puck jarred loose, and Johansson will skate this away for Columbus. Zajac takes and backhands it in. Here's Zubris deep in the zone. Delivers a hit. Murray is under pressure from Jágr. Bouncing puck controlled by Severson. Sends into the opposite corner. Jágr's on this. Guides it back to the point. Green, nice job to hold the zone, but picked up here by the Blue Jackets, and Hartnell will play it across. Now Atkinson. Final seconds of period 2. Devils will sort this out in the locker room. They'll trail the Blue Jackets 2-1 at the second intermission. Columbus coming back to take the shot advantage as well. They fired 19 at Corey Schneider, 18 shots for the Devils. An update from Hockey Night Live in New York. Mac and the Maven. And second period highlights all straight ahead in the second intermission report. Welcome back to The Rock. Join the Devils on November 4th in the fight against cancer during the annual Hockey Fights Cancer Night. Player autographed mystery pucks will be available for purchase, with all proceeds benefiting Hockey Fights Cancer. For tickets, visit NewJerseyDevils.com or call 1-800-NJ-DEVIL. Devils and Blues Tuesday at 7:30. David Backes, by the way, did return to the St. Louis lineup tonight, so he figures to be part of the opposition when the Devils face the Blues in the home-and-home beginning on Tuesday. But right now the focus is these final 20 minutes at the Rock, trailing a team that we looked at ravaged by injury. But we've seen this so many times, and certainly you have. These teams playing without key players, they find a way and others dig down deep.
They work hard. I don't think it's been a lack of effort from the Devils. They've had their chances as well, but Columbus, to their credit, have really brought energy. They weren't happy with the way they played last night. You knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. There's no easy games in this league. We know that. It's still 20 minutes to go for the Devils here. They have to get more shots fired at Forsberg here with traffic in front. Columbus has done an excellent job of really collapsing in front of him, blocking so many shots through 40 minutes. They blocked 12 alone in the first period. So they're doing a good job in front of him. You know they're going to play desperate. They know they're lacking some star power. A lot of their key guys are out. Devils are going to have to earn everything here, but they have 20 minutes to get something out of this game.
Good news for the Blue Jackets. Nick Foligno is back on their bench. He took that nasty slap shot off a teammate's stick late in the third period. Appeared to catch him off the left shoulder, and he looks okay to go here. A team that's missing 9 regulars from the lineup, including their Vezina Trophy winning goaltender from 2 seasons ago, Sergei Bobrovsky. But it's been the 21-year-old Swede, Anton Forsberg, who's been beaten only once. The third period, and Stan alluded to this, that's been the trouble spot for Columbus. They've allowed goals 16 times, third most in the NHL. Can this man, 6'3", 183 he's listed at, hold the fort?
And usually when you have a depleted lineup like the Blue Jackets do, it's that third period. It's sustaining the pressure and playing a good hockey game for 60 minutes. Sometimes chinks in the armor start to set in when you have players that don't have a lot of experience. We'll see what happens here in the third. But the Devils need more second and third chances. Really haven't had many rebounds or extra whacks at the puck in front of Forsberg. Haven't tested him quite enough.
Devils win the opening faceoff. No carryover penalty time as third period begins. Hartnell tries to chop it out of the Blue Jackets zone, and it's taken here by Jack Johnson, the Indianapolis native. Second chance at it, and now it's pushed ahead here to the stick of Hartnell. Sealed off in front of the Devils bench by Severson and nursed ahead by Zajac. This is the line that's been held in check tonight for the Devils. Jágr, Zajac, and Zubras getting the first chance here in the third. And skated ahead here by Severson. Played into the zone. Ryan Murray is hit by Henrique. Now Elias steps on. Back the other way come the Blue Jackets, and the loose puck picked up here by Foligno. For the first time since the injury, he steps in and gives here to Skilly. Tries to weave his way through two defenders and now gets chased in the corner. Jack Skilly, one of the goal scorers tonight. This is popped up high, and Elias gets on this. At center, Henrique finds the loose puck. Ryder heads for the net. Tried to feed Elias, but that's broken up by Ryan Murray. And back the other way comes Skilly for the Blue Jackets. He shoots at a save by Schneider.
Well, good play by Ryan Murray to pick that pass off and send the Jackets the other way. And Skilly with the high riser. Corey Schneider had to be sharp there.
Punched out of the zone by Golubov, and back into the Devils' end. 2-1 game. Nick Foligno, the go-ahead goal back in the second period. Devils looking for back-to-back wins on home ice. Jackets trying to snap a 4-game slide. Brunner tried to leave it for Klo. He's bothered just enough by Eriksson, and it's worked out of the zone. Adam Larsson back to give chase for the Devils. Gives here to his countryman Josephson, and ahead for Brunner, who got tangled up at center, but it's picked up by Columbus instead. Klo trying to reach out and control. Comes to Eriksson, though. Now Cracknell sees this puck taken away. Here's Klo trying to work his way around Eriksson as Teuton winds it around the boards for Dano. Klo to the corner. Zajac trying to control, did just enough to slow up his man, and the Devils send it back in deep. Now Jágr giving chase. Zidlitsky able to take the loose puck. Here's Marek Zidlitsky, the Devils goal scorer. Drops it back. Salvador drive, and a save by Forsberg, who holds on.
We see him pushing and shoving in front of Forsberg after making that save. Ryan Klo battling Teuton in front. And again, the Columbus Blue Jackets are really collapsing to the front of the net, not giving the Devils a chance to get at that puck, but Forsberg's able to gobble this up with his pad anyway, and there was no rebound there. You see Cracknell, Klo, Teuton all involved there. You know, the Devils are 3 minutes gone in this period, just under 3 minutes. The Devils have to stay patient. If it takes them most of the period, just don't get caught outnumbered situations. That's what happened on the first goal. The chances will be there. A young Blue Jacket team, you got to expect that they will give you an opportunity, make a mistake or two. We saw the Devils score late against the Winnipeg Jets the other night, so continue to play a sound positional game. Your opportunities will come.
That came with under 4 minutes left off the stick of Michael Ryder, the tying goal the other night. Here's Zajac behind the net. Jágr sealed off well by Teuton. And Atkinson waiting for the puck. Plays it across, picks up Hartnell. Now Atkinson throws one towards goal, and Corey Schneider will hold on to that. Our Cadillac trivia question tonight.
I got it now.
You do? All right, it took you 2 hours to sort it out, but that's in time. That's good. Which former Devils defenseman served as the first captain in Blue Jackets history? What do you have, my man?
It's got to be Lyle Oline. I almost forgot that I played with Lyle Oline. Let's face it, I played with over 210 teammates. I can't remember them all of it. Lyle was a character player, and I forgot he played for Columbus. I know he went to Pittsburgh as well, Chicago. Late in his career.
All 200 of those guys would tell you their captain's material, too. Here's Elias, who once wore a C. Worked it across, and that deflects back out to center. Adam Larsson fires back in. Second straight game in the lineup for Larsson. Played back, and Murray will send this around to the stick of Sean Collins. And Bull will dump in. Full change for Columbus, 4 minutes into period 3. Devils need a goal to tie as Larson plays it across, and now Merrill on the move for the Devils. He'll fire in. Josephson crashes into the zone, bumps with Eriksson. Brunner tries to get on the loose puck. Instead, Dano skates this away and played back into the Devils' end. That got by Andy Green's stick. Zidlitsky back at his own end. Now to the stick of Josephson, who works it across. Brunner, puck caught up high on him, and it's left here for the Blue Jackets. Firing away, and his stick failed him, was Dano as Schneider made the stop. Andy Green back for the Devils, picks up Brunner. Damian Brunner fakes a shot, drops it for Klo, and the save made by Forsberg. 21-year-old Anton Forsberg trying to make this a memorable NHL debut. He's got the lead in the third period. Columbus third-string goaltender with Bobrovsky hurt and Curtis McElhaney just having played last night. Atkinson tries to throw it across for Hartnell, but that's broken up, and Jagr takes back the other way. Here's Jaromir Jagr. Tried to beat his man Teuton, but that's deflected away and taken by Johansson.
Poke check by Teuton there. Another good poke check by John Merrill at the Devils' blue line.
Zubris gobbles up a loose puck, darts back the other way. Check by Murray. Foligno gets to the loose puck, battles Salvador for it, and the puck comes out to center where Skilly is able to pick up Murray. Here's the Jackets defenseman over the line, and he'll send in deep. Salvador tried to work it around the boards. Instead, puck battled for behind the Devils' net and collected by Henrique.
Now we talked about, Steve, that you can't hold or use that loose hound whatsoever. It's really so important for defensemen to have a real good stick. And you're seeing it here with poke checks.
Ryder's shot went wide. Blue Jackets start back the other way. Bull firing in. Waiting for it on the near side. Brian Gibbons, a 2-point night for him for the Blue Jackets. Zidlitsky able to work over his man with the stick, and now played back here by Andy Green. Loose along the near boards. Charring at it is Josephson. And it's hammered right back by Collins. Zidlitsky with the lone Devils goal tonight. Sends Brunner on his way. His shot blocked away by Forsberg. Now Klo shoots, and that's sticked away by the rookie netminder. Lifted away by Cracknell and all the way back into the Devils' end. Zidlitsky offside of the Devils here. Josephson tried to hold up the right skate. 2-1. Columbus continues with the lead.
Here are tonight's Timberland Pro Hard Hits of the game highlights. There you see Jared Bull and Adam Henrique collide. Michael Ryder on Tim Eriksson. And then a big hit by Marek Zidlitsky on Wenberg. Hasn't been a lot of big collisions. That one there by Zidlitsky in the neutral zone was a big hit. Those are your Timberland Pro Hard Hits of the evening.
The shots are even at 22 apiece. The Devils at the start of play tonight, 1 point behind first place Pittsburgh in the Metropolitan. The Penguins at last check a 3-0 lead over Buffalo in the third period. Picked up here. Merrill with a shot. Rebound loose in front. Jamming at it in front. Jagr and friends, but the stop is made by Forsberg.
Good quick wrist shot by John Merrill. You see Jagr come away with that loose puck. Gets to Merrill. A quick wrister, but again, nobody there. You see, Forsberg had trouble handling it. Nobody was screening him. And there you see Reed Boucher right on the doorstep where the puck was on end. So that's what they need more of, the Devils, to get the equalizer. As guys going to the net, screen Forsberg. He hasn't had to really battle for pucks. You've seen most of them, but he's been pretty poised in the nets for his first game, no question.
Lifted ahead here. Johansson across, and it's picked up by Hartnell. Defended well by Severson and played back to Fedor Teuton. Fired into the zone by Johnson. 12.5 to go in regulation time of a 2-1 game. Hartnell's shot is held by Corey Schneider. Coming up, the Foxwoods Final Five. Foxwoods excitement every day. Face off is to the left of Corey Schneider.
Devils looking for anything here, Steve, to try and get the equalizer, the tying goal. And they're just going to have to make it a little harder on Forsberg, because I don't think they're getting enough guys to the net. And give Columbus a lot of credit, really protecting him in front.
Merrill banks it ahead, picks up Ryder at center ice. Nice job by Elias to drag the foot and get back on side, but it's punched away by Columbus. Adam Larsson fires it right back in. Henrique on the far side collides with David Savard and taken away by the Blue Jackets and lifted away. Full change for Columbus as Larsson goes back. This is the first of 4 meetings between the teams this year. They won't meet again until February 28th at Nationwide Arena. By then, Blue Jackets hope to have everybody back. Darting into the Devils' end, Adam Cracknell loose in the corner. Picked up by Henrique, and it comes here to the stick of Josephson. He was a difference maker in the last win, and now Josephson backhands it away. Zidlitsky follows up, but the puck came out. The Devils are offside with 11:22 to go.
We're going to have a hooking penalty to Columbus on Adam Cracknell.
Okay.
This is a chance for the Devils here. They have not been able to muster a lot of quality scoring chances in the last 15-20 minutes of this game. You're going to see right here on Bryce Salvador from behind. And you see right there, I thought the first one, well, that's a weak call, but then you see him pull him down. It was the second attempt of a hook there by Cracknell. The Devils get a chance. And they may not get many more the way Columbus is playing so tight defensively, blocking shots. So really have to get the job done on the power play.
Power play 1 for 4 tonight. Zidlitsky with the goal. Severson dishes off here to Jágr. Jaromír Jágr shoots a screen in front. That was Henrique at the doorstep. Still loose off the scramble. They jam at it at the side of the net. Zidlitsky, and still loose. They score! Never giving up on the play. Adam Henrique, and the Devils have tied the game.
Well, we talked about, Steve, the Devils need more of a net presence. I know they are on the power play and outnumbered Columbus there, but there was determination, no quit around Forsberg looking for the loose puck. You see 4 guys digging for Columbus Blue Jackets, and somehow Adam Henrique's able to pull that out of a pile there. You see him right in the blue paint, gets up off the ice and able to find the puck and put it in the empty net. We're counting them. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 8 guys, 4 from each team, right around the goal crease. And Adam Henrique ties this game up, and he knows how to find the puck in big moments, doesn't he?
I kept waiting for a whistle, Dano. Dan O'Rourke, the referee, perfectly positioned behind the near post. He had clear view. Nobody had control of that puck at the side of the net.
Real good observation, Kanji. A lot of times refs lose sight of that puck and blow the whistle, but he knew all along it was still loose amongst those 16 pair of legs.
4th of the season for Adam Henrique on the tying goal. And now back the other way, Gibbons.
Number 68, Jaromír Jágr.
PA announcer Kevin Clark letting you know Jaromír Jágr gets the primary assist. Marek Zidlitsky the second. It's a 2-point night for the Devils defenseman. Here's Skilly darting back for Columbus. Able to drop this for Joe Hansen, who plays it in deep. Here's Green. Tried to play it ahead. Oh, Severson just recovered in time with Hartnell lurking near the goal and the puck loose. Now Zubris takes here for the Devils. Kinda Zubris shoots. That's off a body in front. Teuton able to close that down. Blue Jackets will dump in, and Hartnell works it across. Controlled here by Elias. 2-2 game, and the crowd picks it up a decibel as Jagr races into the zone. Here's Jagr, able to drop this for Elias. Patrick Elias shovels one in front, goes back to the point. Salvador gives to Larson. Here's Adam Larson, who shoots, scores! Bombs away from Adam Larson in just his third game this year. Devils lead for the first time tonight.
Well, that has to make that young man, Adam Larson, smile widely with the big slap shot from the point on a feed from Salvador. The Devils, you felt it coming. Starting to move the puck. Columbus getting a little scrambly in the net. And a great screen provided in front by Daina Zubas right there. And perfect shot by Adam Larson. And good for him. You know, he's bided his time, got himself back in the lineup, and scores a huge goal to give the Devils a lead.
First of the season for Devils defenseman Adam Larson. Here's Henrique at center. And back in his own end, Ryder just missed on a big hit in the offensive zone. The puck controlled here by Jared Boll, who works it back. And now Eriksson. So now the Devils trying to protect the 1-goal lead. Long try on goal is handled by Schneider. With that, we'll step aside. 8:49 to go. Third period. The Devils have the lead. Here's the game recap. It's brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. Nick Foligno, a power play goal for Columbus. That gave the Blue Jackets a 2-1 lead. Marek Zidlitsky, a power play goal, but the Devils with 2 goals in 1:41 in this third period. The go-ahead score off Adam Larson's stick, and that's where we are now, 3-2. New Jersey with 8:49 left.
Well, we talked about the Devils staying patient, waiting for opportunities, and they get the power play tied up, gain the momentum, and Devils put some pressure on, and Adam Larson able to score his first of the season to give them a 3-2 lead.
Off the draw, it's Savard for Columbus. Cutting in front, Skilly got all the way to the stick of Clough, who works it away, and now Josephson gives here to Gionta.
His first of the season, assisted by number 24.
Foligno delivers a hit on Clough in the corner. Picked up here by Josephson and guided back to the point. Zidlitsky firing, and that just missed. Salvador at the opposite point, able to punch it ahead and play down low here for Clough. Devils are feeling this now. Played across Zidlitsky. Oh, and what a glove save by Forsberg, denying Zidlitsky his second of the game.
Oh, and to look at Marek Zidlitsky's face, now we got a big scrum here in the corner. Things getting testy a little bit. You see Josephson and Ryan Clough usually in the middle of it, helping his teammates out, the big fella. And what a pass by Ryan Clough across to Marek Zidlitsky. And he really was frustrated here after this opportunity as he put it back into Forsberg. He had that top of the net, top of the left side from a very difficult angle, in all fairness to Zidlitsky, but nonetheless, he was frustrated. You can look at him saying, boy, his head went to the ceiling going, I had it. I know exactly where I wanted to go, but I yanked it kind of like a golfer who pulls one down the line. And good opportunity, good play by Clough.
Severson's shot is blocked away. Jagr got it back towards the point, and Severson again sees it deflected into the corner. Jagr for the Devils. Works it away, tries to send it in front for Zajac, but Hartnell works it across instead for Atkinson.
Steve, I'm still having a tough time seeing Scotty Hartnell in a Columbus Blue Jacket
Weird, right?
uniform. A little bit weird, a little strange now, but we knew when he was with the Flyers he was very, very effective player. And there you see, he just knocked over Daina Zubas in the neutral zone from behind.
Wore 2 jerseys prior to this. Nashville he started his career with, and then of course a Flyer for 7 years. Ryder works it ahead, and it's played back towards the Columbus zone. Adam Larson, his first point of the year, and he becomes the Devils' 17th different goal scorer. It's a big one, the go-ahead goal, as Elias shoots, and that's blocked away by Forsberg. The assists go to Salvador and Elias for the Devils captain Bryce Salvador, his first point at 10:35.
You see behind the play after Patrick Elias' shot and the save by Forsberg. An injured Cody Gulabov behind the play. I think he rammed into Forsberg. I'm not sure exactly what happened. We're watching the puck go up the ice the other way. There you see just a big collision with Henrique going to the net. Right here on the shot from Elias. I think it was his own player that actually hit Adam Henrique into him. You see the young defenseman getting an opportunity to play with Wisniewski out. Doing a pretty good job tonight. Boy, I hope he's okay. Looks like a right leg injury.
This is cruel for Columbus if they lose another player. That was Marco Dano, the teenager who knocked into Henrique, and indeed he went tumbling into Goluboff, and this doesn't look good as he gingerly walks off.
And it's just unbelievable, remarkable for Columbus, it seems. One after another, and that looked like an innocent play, but you're right, it was Marco Dano who ended up hitting Henrique into him after the original shot. I was watching the puck go up the other way, and he was down in pain, so let's hope young Goluboff is okay there.
They have $59 million spent under the cap, Columbus. It was calculated earlier this week, $32 million of that was on the injured list. Maybe they've lost another here. This comes back into the Devils' end, and Schneider gives here to Bryce Salvador. 6:45 to go in the third. Devils looking to make it back-to-back wins at home. Sent back into the Columbus end, and Savard back to the dot. It's icing against New Jersey.
Let's take a look at the two quick goals by the Devils to give them the lead. Here's the mad scramble on the power play. Everybody digging, jamming for both clubs, and there's Adam Henrique on the doorstep. That goal reminds you of a goal back in 2012 Eastern Conference Finals right in the paint.
Sure
Adam
does.
Henrique, and there you see Adam Larson picking up the puck on the right side and blasting one past Forsberg, with Zubas in front to give the Devils a lead.
Here's Atkinson trying to play it for Johansson behind the net. Tooten gives here to Ryan Johansson. Turns and sends it towards goal. It's deflected away in front. Loose to the far circle and controlled here by Ryder, who'll try to lift it away. Jack Johnson couldn't hold the zone, and it comes back to Johansson.
Columbus with some good pressure there. Devils desperate in front, finally clear.
Picking up a loose puck is Atkinson, who's over the line. He shoots. Schneider holds on to that. And we've got more after the whistle.
Yeah, Hartnell going to the net hard. Ryan Clough did not like that. He threw him away there rather aggressively. And Ryan Clough, you know, I love what he brings to the table as far as leadership, size, strength. We know fighting is way down, but Ryan Clough, you still need that physical element, that toughness. Ryan Clough protects his goaltender there. You see Hartnell going after Gionta. Ryan Clough gives him a little shove to help out Gionta. I thought originally he was going to the net, but it was Gionta and Hartnell going at it. There, Ryan Clough.
43 Columbus embellishment.
Clough got a cross check. Hartnell got the penalty for embellishment. I think I heard correctly.
Well, let's see what is happening. You see how Hartnell and Gionta kind of innocently come together. Hartnell goes after him, and there Ryan Clough helps out his teammate. Originally I thought Hartnell bumped into Corey Schneider, but in fact it was just Gionta and Hartnell going at it. But you expect Ryan Clough, the bigger man, to step in there for Gionta.
Off the draw, it's taken here by Tooten, so this is 4-on-4 as Tooten sends it towards goal, and it's held by Schneider. We'll step aside under 6 minutes to go. 3-2, the Devils in front. It's Saturday, and that means on MSG Plus tonight, join the gang, Steve Valiquette, E.J. Raddick, Mike Bossy and friends as they break down the local hockey scene and go around the NHL. Hockey Night Live is tonight after the game on MSG Plus.
Devils hanging on to a 3-2 lead here. We got offsetting penalties with Clough and Hartnell in the box, and Devils have 6 minutes to go here to try to take away a victory from Columbus here.
In the 4-on-4, it's controlled by the Blue Jackets and Foligno. Wenberg along the near boards. Battles with Larson for the puck. Skated away here. Yager tries to get it out of the zone. Jack Johnson able to hold it in. Line pass back by Foligno. Goes all the way back. And the Blue Jackets retreat. Devils change all four. Severson and Green come on. Henrique and Elias, the forward pairing, as Johnson carries it over the line. Jack Johnson tied up by Severson. Veteran defenseman for the Blue Jackets trying to work it loose, and now into the corner. Picked up here by Wenberg. Takes behind the net. Alexander Wenberg steered back towards the point. Teuton works it across. Good puck movement by the Blue Jackets as it goes here behind the net. Foligno tries to feed Teuton, but taken away to the stick of Henrique.
Well, Columbus looked like they were on a power play, but the Devils did stay patient, which is smart in their own end, stayed in their positions and let the puck eventually come to them. Sometimes you get over-aggressive and get caught.
Worked across and controlled by Johansson. Tries to maneuver around Zidlitsky. Ryan Johansson still going. Penalty coming up against the Devils. Schneider makes one stop. It's loose in front. He's got the puck, but the Blue Jackets have drawn the penalty.
Well, that's what makes this Ryan Johansson so dangerous. I mean, so strong with his stick on the puck, and Marek Zidlitsky's unable to contain him there. You see in the corner, able to dipsy-doodle and get this puck and get the shot off, and
New Jersey penalty, number 2
hooked
2 minutes
there.
for hooking.
And boy, is he tough to contain. He's going to beat a lot of defensemen like that around the net with his hands and strength.
You're watching the Foxwoods Final Five. Foxwoods, excitement every day. Visit foxwoods.com now. And there's a lot of open ice out there now, Dano. The 4-on-3 power play will be for the next 37 seconds, and then the conventional 5-on-4 if no one scores.
Well, you knew this game was not going to go down, or Columbus was not going to go down quietly here, and you knew they were going to get one more real good opportunity at least with just under 5 minutes to go in this game. And it's been a pretty good game. I know they say, well, Columbus depleted. This is supposed to be easier, and the Devils should be winning. There's no easy games. The Devils aren't one of the elites like Anaheim or Chicago that you expect it to be easier. And I give the Blue Jackets a lot of credit. This team has worked extremely hard with a makeshift lineup, but they still have the talent of Johansson and Foligno and some top players. So the Devils have a big-time kill coming up right here.
Todd Richards knows this is his shot. He's the one who called the timeout for Columbus. They win the draw, and Ericsson's got it. Henrique, Salvador, and Green, the trio on the kill here for the Devils. First across, David Savard played down low for Johansson. He works his way to the top. Dishes off to Savard. David Savard holds. Devils stay in the triangle here. Taken down low by Johansson. Same set play. Works his way to the top. This time shoots and a save by Schneider. Henrique couldn't hammer it away. Controlled by Foligno. Played back to the point, and Ericsson's got this. Two players come out of the box. It's now 5-on-4. Savard dishes it. Eriksson with a shot. Saved by Schneider. He's got it.
Two big saves by Cory Schneider. Good job by the three out there on the penalty kill on the 4-on-3. Green, Salvador, and Adam Henrique. And they're really setting up Johansson. He kind of, well, here's the second opportunity. You see the one-timer by Eriksson as Hartnell and Klo are coming up out of the box. And that's the one I'm talking about. Johansson goes down low to the right, comes all the way up to the top, and sets up that big shot of his, and Schneider was real sharp there.
Johansson remains on. There's still 1:18 left in the Columbus power play. Elias and Zajac on to continue the kill for New Jersey, and again another face-off win on the power play for the Blue Jackets as Eriksson steps up. Worked it across, that's off Zajac's stick. Face-off will stay in the Devils' end.
Face-off so important. Columbus gaining control on the power play, winning the draw. That was Ryan Johansson beating Zajac. We'll see what happens here. But good stick by Travis Zajac to deflect that into the stands.
Off the draw. This time, Zajac wins it back for Green, and he sends this the length of the ice.
You knew he was determined there. He lost the last one clean, and Columbus had control, and Travis Zajac there beats Ryan Johansson. Andy Green able to clear it.
Johansson on the move. Columbus gains the zone. Here's Scott Hartnell. Guides it back to the point, and Erickson there. Tim Erickson dishes across. Now Johnson redirected in front, but it trickles wide of Schneider's cage. Here's Atkinson with the puck. Tries to walk in front and shoot. Stop made by Schneider. Off the scramble in front, they get the whistle.
Wow. Corey Schneider, how he's able to find that puck and cover it up with Hartnell on the doorstep. Atkinson going hard, whacking. Determined to put this puck in, and you see right there, makes the pad save, stays strong. And there you see Atkinson, Hartnell going hard to the net. Great job by Schneider, Green, Salvador, Patrick Ellis. That looked like the same sequence when Adam Henrique scored the tying goal on the power play, but the Devils this time were able to cover it up, keep that puck out, but there was 8 guys in front again.
Off the draw, it trickles back to Erickson. Wenberg plays it behind the net, and now Foligno centering try. That's Gibbons at the doorstep, who tried to pull the trigger and fired it wide. Here's Green, works it ahead to Henrique. Batted out of midair, kept alive in the zone by Wenberg. Still 15 to go on the Blue Jackets power play. Here's Wenberg, bothered by Henrique, worked it across. Foligno in the slot. Green goes tumbling to the ice. Another penalty coming up. Now who do they have, the Devil or the Blue Jacket?
I think this is going on Nick Foligno for a trip on Andy Green. He's not happy about it.
Columbus minor penalty 71, trip.
Well, this Columbus team on that power play was working so hard. So are the Devils. Everybody battling. There you see Wenberg keep it, bouncing puck in. He goes around Henrique, and then here you go. Oh, you see Andy Green swipe at Foligno, but well, that might have been a favorable call for the Devils there. I'd have to take a look again.
4-on-4 for 8 seconds, and then a Devils power play where the operative phrase will be, don't give up a shorthanded goal. Taken here by the Blue Jackets and lifted away by Savard. Severson back in his own zone. Out of the box is Zidlitsky. Devils power play now. Foligno for tripping at 17:50. 2.5 to go in regulation time. Zajac over the line, offside is New Jersey.
You talked about it, Steve. Look, you don't want to get too conservative here and flat-footed, methodical, or that's when you do get yourself in trouble and get an outnumbered, possibly a break for Columbus, and they do have speedy forwards play, but make sure you have a defenseman back, or both guys are very aware of what's around them. Just look for Columbus to look for a break or an opening.
Fired back into the Devils zone. Schneider keeps the puck moving to the stick of John Merrill. Let's see how Todd Richards employs this on the Columbus bench. At what point will he pull Forsberg and at least make it 5-on-5? Worked away by Jágr and played back.
Columbus very aggressive in the Devils zone. They're really pressing, doing a nice job not letting the Devils get anything going, set up, or even get the puck moving forward.
Skilly and Atkinson are forechecking deep, but Merrill works it away, and now it's punched across by Elias to the stick of Zajac. Content on the power play just to dump it in. Puck winds around. Severson will hold the zone. Tried to work it down low for Jágr, but it's punched out to center and controlled here by Zajac.
And you see Travis Zajac there real good positionally, covering up behind Damon Severson on the wraparound. Difficult puck to keep in.
Here's Green with the puck for the Devils. Sends it behind the net. Zajac to the corner. Jágr couldn't control, and it's skated away here. Johansson works it ahead, and now he'll bide some time and guide it back into his own zone, or towards the neutral zone at least, where it's taken here now by Andy Green. Worked ahead and punched into the Columbus end. Savard gets it out of the zone. 14 seconds to go on the Devils power play. Murray works it across. Forsberg looks to the bench. 5 seconds to go in the penalty kill. Forsberg wants off the ice. He hesitated, still unsure. He's at the circle. He's not to the bench yet. And the scramble for the loose puck, stoppage of play here on a hand pass, and now with 44 seconds left, clearly they'll get the extra attacker on.
Well, the puck was bouncing everywhere. Columbus desperate, doing a good job keeping that in. Eventually clubbed forward, and the whistle was blown. Face off outside the Devils' zone, but Columbus gave the Devils absolutely no opportunity to set anything up, and I know the Devils were playing it a little conservative there on the power play. So the Devils, with 44 seconds left here, trying to close the deal.
The goaltender Forsberg can't get off the ice. Now he backs up again, and Zajac carries into the offensive zone. Zajac walks in. The shot by Elias is saved by Forsberg, and they live for at least another 34 seconds because they didn't pull him.
That is a big-time save from the youngster Forsberg. Travis Zajac, good speed, beats Patrick Elias wide open in the slot. Columbus really pressing offensively. They get caught. Zajac beats Elias. Forsberg makes the big save.
Blue Jackets get the face-off win. Now Forsberg to the bench as Hartnell has it at center. Deflects off Zidlitsky. Atkinson got a shot away. The rebound loose for Johansson, and that wouldn't go on Schneider. At the side of the net, Johansson trying to throw one in front. The scramble, Zajac takes this. Travis Zajac able to bank it off glass and away with a dozen seconds to go. Here's Johansson, works it ahead. Atkinson got a stick on it, but that's all. Johnson at center ice, weaves through traffic, looking for a final chance. Shoots, save made by Schneider, pokes it into the corner. The Devils will win it.
Hartnell just ran Patrick Elias from behind into the boards, and that was a dangerous hit. Patrick wasn't ready for it after dumping the puck away at the end of this hockey game. Hope Patrick's okay. We know Hartnell can be very feisty and frustrating. Tonight's goal of the game is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop at ChooseNissan.com. And the goal of the game coming up right here, the game winner. Patrick Elias chips it to Salvador. Over to Adam Larsson. The puck is on end, and he blasts one past Columbus netminder Forsberg. Beautiful shot. Dina Zubra's providing the screen. And that is your Nissan goal of the game.
Back-to-back home wins have made this a good week. They'll try to sweep the homestand when the Blues come in on Thursday night. Columbus outshot the Devils 34-29. They came with a flurry at the end. This is a big one-goal win.